A few days ago, I watched a video in which Ben Shapiro, the political influencer and commentator, talked about the film Superman. And sure, people watch films and they have their own observations and takeaways, and that's all well and good. But Ben Shapiro's takes on the film, they're rather idiotic. Let's just look at the video and see exactly what he says.
I went with my wife. My wife and I always have an interesting time watching movies together because when I go, I'm very analytical about what I think of the movie. My wife sort of gets an overall gestalt and it's mostly like, that was fun. And so my wife's review was, that was fun. And I think most people who come away from the movie will probably do the that was fun thing. And that seems to be what the people are saying. People are generally liking the movie. They think it's fun. They think it's kind of a kick.
I like that right off the bat, he admits this is a fun movie, despite all the political leanings the film has. It's an entertaining piece of fiction.
David Cordensweat is charming. He has good physical presence.
Why is there corn on the floor? Why is there water? What does this all mean?
I didn't mind him as Superman at all. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane was fine. I thought she was great. I thought both of them had good chemistry. I thought all of that was fine. And then there is the analysis. So, my overall review of Superman. Superman is super meh. It's meh.
Oh, God.
So all the people who are getting super exercised over the politics, and we'll get to the politics a little bit later on. I think that they are overestimating how much politics is in this. I think they're deliberately misinterpreting some of the politics that are in there. This is not a movie about illegal immigration. It's not a movie about ICE, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, the Palestinians. There may be references there if you have politics on the brain. But other than that, I really don't think that there's that much of this there.
I guess we didn't watch the same film. Look, James Gunn has come out and said that there is deeper meaning to this film. There are real world politics that are represented in the film. I don't know what Ben Shapiro is saying.
Overall, here is my problem. James Gunn is the wrong director, writer, creator for this thing. He's just wrong for it. It's Guardians of the Galaxy with Superman in it. And so that means it's all kind of a mess. It's an overstuffed movie in every way. It's visually overstuffed.
I get why people say this is an overstuffed film, maybe. I guess it is overstuffed for people who aren't comic book fans. But even then, I have a hard time seeing this as an overstuffed film. It was pretty straightforward.
In terms of plot, the plot holes are big enough to drive a truck through them. They're character problems.
You wouldn't know character problems or plot holes if they slapped you in the face. I don't know Ben Shapiro personally. He looks like the kind of guy I'd get along with well. But he doesn't know anything about plot holes and character problems.
And all of it is just kind of wrapped around this gauzy, fast-paced, jokey tone that doesn't mesh with Superman as central part of Americana.
Doesn't match Superman's jokey tone? What the hell does he mean by that? Has Ben Shapiro ever picked up a Superman comic and read it? Why would he think Superman isn't funny?
The very beginning of the movie, you are told that Superman is the most powerful metahuman, right? There's like a placard that says 30 years ago, the metahumans arrived. 3 years ago, Superman emerged. 3 weeks ago, there was an invasion. And now 3 minutes ago, Superman's ass got kicked.
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
He's not very super. He is not the Man of Steel. He is not invulnerable. He gets his ass kicked routinely. He gets locked up in a prison with a character who's making kryptonite out of his hands.
Sorry, what?
He's constantly in victim mode.
Of course he's not invulnerable, you idiot. Magic can beat Superman, Doomsday can beat Superman, Darkseid can beat Superman. There are a bunch of things that can beat Superman. And if you're talking about this movie specifically, he got his ass kicked in the film when his own clone kicked his ass. He got locked up in prison because he walked in there willingly to get his dog.
Green Lantern has much more success in this movie. Mr. Terrific has much more success in this movie than Superman.
What the heck do you mean who? You don't know who Mr. Terrific is and you say you read comic? Fuck off.
His parents, Ma and Pa Kent, in the original, they are noble and they are wise. They're kind of salt of the earth. Here, they're basically kind of, I don't know, like down home types who don't seem to, they live in a kind of a crappy house. They're the kind of people who call the TV the box. They're the kind of folks who are sitting around and you know, kind of scratching their butts. They're purposely cast as ugly and non-noble.
What the heck? Who has a problem with Ma and Pa Kent? Why would you call them ugly and what made you think they're non-noble? What is wrong with you? Are people who, according to you, are ugly automatically non-noble? What the heck, man? That's shallow and stupid and just unforgivable. And also ugly.
Supergirl, who you get introduced to for a hot second at the very end, Supergirl is a drunken teenage brat. Right? Like anything that you think you know about the Superman universe, James Gunn is determined to debunk in the first half hour of the film.
Well, technically, Supergirl happens in the last 10 minutes of the film. And drunken teenage brat? Maybe you should try reading the comics sometime.
So Green Lantern is there, and he's kind of just a schmuck, and he's there as comic relief.
Shapiro has so many misconceptions, really. Yes, Green Lantern is there for comic relief. He's been comic relief in the comics also. Why does it have to be more? Or what's there to dislike about this idea?
Apparently, Lex wants to use this as an excuse to box up Superman, saying that he's running counter to American foreign policy. It turns out that what he really wants is to annex half of this separate country. He's going to split it with this other dictator. One major plot hole. Lex Luthor is obviously the smartest person in the film. So smart, he can create his own universes.
Wait, what? Luthor doesn't create universes. He discovers them thanks to a bunch of other people like the Specs guy who, I've forgotten his name, but Google search will probably let me know immediately. But I'm not going to Google search it.
The entire plot is a complete mess. If you try to chart it, there's no way to do it because James Gunn doesn't care about plot. James Gunn doesn't care about characters.
To say that a writer doesn't care about plot, doesn't care about characters, it's insulting. It's insensitive. That's all writers care about. That's what writing is. It's creating plots and populating it with characters. And if you say something that stupid, that a writer doesn't care about plot or characters, that's just unforgivable. And if this were coming from anyone else, it would have mattered, but it's coming from Ben Shapiro, so really, you know what? This is stupid talk.
You have multiple scenes of giant heavy objects falling on Superman and Superman stopping the giant heavy objects from falling to save an individual. Again, another plot hole. You'll have a giant building. The entire building will fall, and he will stop the building from falling to save one person or a chipmunk who is in the way. But it's an entire building full of people, so presumably all those people are dead.
Yeah, I'll agree with this. Superman going in and saving one woman in a car, I mean, what was this one woman doing on a road that is so huge? Why would she be driving down there? And why would nobody else be around her? It's strange.
The music, again, I'm John Williams is still alive. Just hire him to do your Superman movie, you stupid. Just stop it.
Get some help.
I get very exercised. This is the only thing that really exercises me about this. John Williams, his original Superman score is one of the great scores in all of movie history. It is a phenomenal score, beginning to end. It may be John Williams' best score. I love that score so much. It is a great, great score. It is magic. And what do? They take the original theme and they play a few notes from it because it's so iconic. And then they underscore it with nothing, with like a pedal tone. It sucks. The music is awful. The score is terrible. Just play the original score. The original score is good. The original score is magic. You feel the magic when Superman flies in the original score. Like, what are you doing?
Look, here's the thing about music. It's like any sort of art. It's subjective. Different people will like different things. I dislike almost all pop music that comes out today, and that's fine. It doesn't mean pop music coming out today is bad. Ben Shapiro didn't like the music in this film. That's understandable. But this isn't a Ben Shapiro film. He doesn't get to decide what a film should and shouldn't have. And him getting wildly annoyed by it, it's just, I don't know what to say to the man.
Okay, then we get to the actual politics. So I know this is what people are waiting for. They're waiting for my political rip on this film. So we've been told this is a movie about illegal immigration. Not really. Honestly, like you have to look to find that. There's one line where Clark is saying, aren't you going to read me my rights? James Gunn's politics is so ham-handed, like truly ham-handed, that it doesn't even read as political, it just reads as stupid.
I think it's best if I don't comment on any of Shapiro's political comments about the film because his political observations are really, really silly.
Well, because take Superman just as a character. Superman is unbelievably powerful, unstoppable. He's faster than anyone. He has X-ray and laser vision. He's stronger than anyone, right? He's basically a god on Earth, and the biggest god. He's Zeus, right? He can do whatever he wants. And so, why is he the good guy? Why isn't Lex Luthor right? Because, let's be real, if there were a person on Earth who actually had those powers, Americans would rightly be very much afraid of that.
What the heck? Did he just stick an image of Donald Trump in there?
The only reason why Superman would be a hero as opposed to a villain is because he grew up in America, because he has the American way, right? He's emblematic of what America is. May blunder, may make mistakes, but overall stands for freedom and liberty and private property and free speech and all of those things.
All that stuff.
Right? All the good American stuff.
Did he just say that the only reason Superman is good is because he grew up in America? Is he saying everyone else on the planet, everywhere else, is no good? I think I'll stop now. There's no greater idiot than Ben Shapiro, clearly. He's got some sort of weird complex that he's an American, and I'm really tired of listening to his voice. I don't think it's the voice, though. I mean, it's what the voice is saying that's annoying, and I'm getting tired, and I'm going to stop now. There is clearly tons of stuff I can say about Ben Shapiro and his politics, and specifically what he's saying about Superman, but I don't have the patience to sit through this whole video. So I'll stop now. Go find ways to actually make myself happy again. I hope this video was fun for you guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.